He might not be from Krypton, but he's heads above the rest. His knowledge can't be questioned. You can put it to the test. So if you want to hear the truth and have nowhere else to go, I'll give you the solution. Just tune into his show and just kneel before Zod. Kneel before Zod. Kneel before Zod. Kneel before Zod.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I know it's been a while since I've been on, and you got to see this beautiful face. Not like I streamed 3 times today. Jesus Christ, this schedule is going to be the death of me. I've got a beer for this one. How y'all doing? Tonight, I'm just waiting for the bear who is finishing up watching the episode for this review. So I'm going to regale you and entertain you whilst I wait for my fearless co-host to arrive and join us in this jaunty commentary. But before I get started, before I dive into something that makes me happy and exciting, let's go into something that I'd like to talk about. Something that if you are leading a rebellion and you want to, in fact, be stylish, and you want to throw the Empire off of your scent, the best way to do that, the best way to hoodwink those Imperial officers is to go out and get yourself a movie palette. Today's sponsor, Movie Palettes, provide the best movie palettes that you could possibly get. You get an arrangement of the colors of the movie itself in a great palette kind of form. And, they have it for Star Wars. If you're a Star Wars fan, they have the original Star Wars. They have The Empire Strikes Back, and they have Return of the Jedi. So you could get those. And if you like the prequels, the sequel trilogy, then get the fuck out of here. No, they also have those on their page as well. So whatever your taste is, go over to moviepalettes.com, put in promo code ZONE15 to get a 15% discount off of any of the movie palettes that are available. And thank you very much to my sponsors, Movie Palettes, for sponsoring the channel, and I appreciate the support. And let's get into it. Let's see who's here tonight while I stall for time, as Mr. Pop Culture PB, my fearless leader, is going to be here to join me for this review. Let's see who we got in the chat. What's up, Lemon Pie? What is up, Christine? How are you? Everybody feel free to say hello, hi. Today I will be reviewing for my last set of reviews, which I feel like I've been doing reviews all night. I'm going to end the night with 2 shows I'm actually very excited about. Hey, Rose. Yeah, I got my alcohol right here. I feel like I need, I don't know, to take a break. I did a review at 1 on Dahmer. I did one an hour ago on Blonde, and now I'm talking about Andor and House of Dragons. But 2 of those I had great pleasure in reviewing. One of them made me agitated. You guys can guess which one. But yeah, so it's been quite a wild ride. I'll give you guys some updates while I wait for PB to get here. So my Andor and House of Dragon reviews, we're going to move them onto the Prophets of Geek Culture channel. So we're going to do all of the shows. No, we actually loved Dahmer. It was Blonde. I think you're pulling my chain, Jay. And by the way, I sent you a link if you want to hop on, because I'm really just stalling for time here. So, if you want to hop in here, you're more than welcome to. Because, waiting for my fearless co-host to get here. So, anyways, So yeah, I did those reviews, but my format is going to change. I'm Thank you. um but we're going to change our format, so we're going from, oh, there we go, thank God, Jay here to help me
Jay to
out.
the rescue, as usual.
So just to let you guys know, I'm going to move my reviews from Wednesday or from Friday to do the news segments and move them to Wednesday, but we're going to do them on the Prophets of Geek Culture channel. So I will have those links up and everything, and we'll drop the links, and they will be our Andor / House of Dragon review. But we're just doing it tonight as a little send off because I reviewed 3 fucking things in a row. So why not stop? I'm just going to go to the end. And how are you doing, Jay? How's it going?
At this point, you've already thoroughly committed, so it'd be silly for you to stop now.
Fuck me, man. I've watched so much entertainment this week. Like, I feel like my eyes are gonna melt. Like, I went from Dahmer to Blonde to Andor. It was very weird shift. All of it was depressing, and I hate the world. It's been an emotional roller coaster all day. Like, thankfully I did Blonde after Andor, so there was some fun to be had, and we'll talk about that when the bear gets here. But yeah, it's been a depressing couple of days. Don't watch those series back to back. I implore you. Watch Dahmer, then take a couple of days, like a week maybe off, and watch Blonde. Don't watch them back to back like I did, because life is a shade of gray to me right now, and we're all fucked.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to convince my husband to watch Dahmer with me because he's not into stuff like that, but I thoroughly am. And it's been a long time since I have actually.
Does he like American Horror Story?
No, we don't watch stuff like that. So.
Because the director of that is who did Dahmer.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, but he's surprisingly good at true crime shit because he nails it. It's not like his American Horror Story. Like, and you can let him know too. Honestly, okay, I'm gonna dispel this because I got this in my Twitter feed earlier. I think somebody might have been Rose or someone, they said, "Oh, it made people throw up." It's bullshit. This show actually, and I talked about this with Justin earlier. Check out our review. They don't show anything. I'm not even bullshitting you. Like, there's a lot of implied stuff, but they don't show him doing anything. Like, they don't show the decapitations or the mutilations. They show pictures, but they never show him in the act. And I think what grosses people out is because how he cut the film is you hear the sound, you hear the screams, but you don't see the deed.
Okay.
So it's like, I think people are overhyping this, and I think it's people's imaginations, and it's genius when you think about it, because your imagination is far worse than what he could possibly show you is happening.
Right.
Like, all you need is a saw sound and bones cracking, and your mind's fucking going a mile a minute. And you're like, oh God, because then you know the details, right? Like, most people know the details about Dahmer. So then your mind starts putting shit together, and you're like, oh God, is this the one where he, yada, yada, yada. And there's like a hidden detail that I didn't even know. So this isn't a spoiler, but it's something to watch out for. In the first episode, when he opens the refrigerator, pay close attention.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way he shoots the camera. Unless you really look for it, you won't notice it. But like, he pulls a beer out or something, but there's a fucking head like in the drawer and you wouldn't see it if you weren't looking for it, because your mind is just focusing on what's going on. But when someone told me about it and I went back through and I watched it, I go, oh shit, that motherfucker has the head just like wide open, like right on the bottom shelf, like it's a fucking pork chop.
That's how he was.
Like, oh my, but like, this show gives so many like I said, 10 out of 10 for me. Like this was a 10 out of 10 show, and I don't throw that around lightly. Like it was. I don't use masterpiece lightly, but it's a masterpiece. It's some of the best storytelling I've seen in years.
I know I'm really excited to get into it. Like I said, my husband isn't he isn't a fan of that stuff, so but he told me he'd watch it with me because I just didn't want to watch it alone.
Oh no, you don't. I'm glad me and Erica we started it, but bitchy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh God. I hope no one picked that up. Anyways, me and bitchy watched it, and I stopped because I had to go to work, and it was 5 a.m, and I honestly didn't want to be thinking about that shit before I went to bed. She watched the whole thing one night by herself. That's how fucking good this show is. And I could tell you, count on my hands how many times she watches something like straight through.
Yeah.
She watched it from like beginning to end when she started.
Oof.
Yeah. I don't know how she did it. I had a hard enough time fucking sleeping because it's real.
Yep.
He gets the details of the case very close, and I could speak as someone who lives in fucking Wisconsin.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that earlier. But to circle back around to your question, I am stressed and overwhelmed and emotional, but overall I'm okay.
I wanted to say before our fearless co-host gets here, you had something you wanted to put out there. And I know you could put things in the chat. So maybe you want to link what you were telling me about and give us a little bit of background and go ahead whilst we have this break.
So basically, October is a really hard month for me. I think you and I have talked about it before. But, I've been through a lot of things having to do with October, and I did a similar video last year, but I didn't really get into like too many details, I don't think. But basically, so October is Depression and Mental Health Awareness Month. It's also DV Awareness Month, as everyone knows, but it's also Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. So I posted a video talking about all that heavy stuff today, and I was kind of terrified to post it because it's very, like raw and emotional, especially with everything that I'm going on currently as well. So it was very if anybody, I'm trying to get to my link here so I can send it, but if you guys are brave, it does get a little bit I don't want to say graphic, but it does kind of touch on some heavy subjects. So if anybody wants to go and show love, that would be greatly appreciated. I'm going to be spending October dealing with all of that and also healing, like I always do. So on top of, everything else.
So I would suggest wait until like November before you watch Dahmer and Blonde.
Yeah.
Don't watch that now because watch happy shit. Don't do what I did. This is why I'm so cynical and angry. But no, on a serious note, what's up, Killy Chow? On a serious note, please support my good friend Jay. Me and Jay have we been friends for about a year now?
Almost 2 years, bro.
Fuck me. I'm getting Jesus. Don't take it personally. I can't remember my own relationship. Love you, honey. Hope you're not listening to this. Anyways,
I think I've learned a lot about you the last year.
But Jay has been a good friend of mine for a while. She's a great person. She's been great coming on to late night talks and a great personality. Always welcome here. So please show her love and support, and go support the video, even if it's hard to listen to. Like I said in my Blonde review, some things, no matter how uncomfortable they are, they need to be talked about. And I said this about Dahmer too. But it's been a through line for this day, so I'll just fucking continue it. we do a disservice to these issues when we don't talk about them, when we're too scared to bring them up. And, not to get all emotional here, but I commend you for your bravery and having the balls, pun intended, to, because it takes balls to put that out about yourself. I told people, and I believe you watched my stream. Thank you. I told people it takes balls to show something that's uncomfortable and personal about yourself. And the fact that you're willing to say things that are uncomfortable to give context to what you're talking about, I think is very commendable, and I respect the hell out of you for it. So please go and support my good friend, and go watch the video, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable. Watch it all the way through, and hopefully you get something positive, because even in the most horrendous stories and tragic circumstances, I think we can take something positive out of those experiences. If you don't have the bad shit that happens, then you can't appreciate the good stuff. And I think we need that balance.
I agree. And that's one of the things I said is, I think I closed my video with, hopefully you find the blessings and the curses that you receive.
No, I have not hung up my movie palette, because speaking of which, if you want to break the curse of October and you want to feel better about yourself, Jay, we have these awesome movie palettes. Mine is of National Treasure too. Don't know if you knew, but you can get 15% off with my discount code, Zone 15.
Nice,
so
well
sorry
done.
about that. Thank you, moviepalettes.com. Now, see, people were talking about exploitation. That was exploitation, not the fucking Marilyn Monroe movie. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. It's my last rant. Like, Jesus Christ. Now, that is an example of exploiting a situation, not that movie. Okay, really quick, because I know you and me could shoot the shit about stuff, and I know you haven't seen the movie probably, but you heard a good deal, and I went into details about stuff. In your mind, what do you feel about how people choose to, in this age, review stuff? Do you see this in things that you like, where you'll read a review or you'll be like, oh my God, did they even fucking watch what I just watched? Like, that was totally not what the point of the movie.
Absolutely. Like, what was it? I think it was the show Lucifer, actually, funny enough, our favorite show.
Yes! How many fucking stupid reviews did we see of that show?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot you were a fan like me of that show.
Yeah, I was part of the movement and everything. I donated money. I spent a lot of time and energy on this.
So did I. I donated money too.
Yeah. Show. But anyway, for real though, people used to always talk about, I can't even think of anything now, but they would just like boil it down to like you can tell that people don't watch Lucifer specifically because they're like, oh, it's so stupid. It's just a true crime show. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like...
Or my favorite ones, it's just Bones, or one of those shows with a supernatural twist. And like, first of all, it's based on a DC comic, so it's a hero procedural, which was fucking new. And secondly, it's not that simplistic. There's nuanced performances by these actors and actresses. Like, are you fucking even watching it, or are you just regurgitating bullshit?
Yeah, and my other favorite is, you just like Lucifer because you think Tom Ellis is hot. And I'm like, no, I do not.
I'm sorry. That was my answer. Look, I'm straight as can be, but fucking he has the British thing going.
Right. I don't think he's hot. I don't. I think he's hot as Lucifer, sure, but I don't find Tom Ellis attractive. And so when people say that to me, I'm like, no, I watch Lucifer because of all the mental health advocacy that it does. Like, that's why I like it. I like the mental health messages.
And look, you can boil some of these critiques down to different strokes for different folks. but like with Blonde, I feel like people pick out certain scenes or something. It's like their brain and their critical brain shuts off as soon as something they don't like happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the review is 90% about, oh my God, they just. I just got done reading the Times review and they were like, they boiled it down to all of her sexual encounters and it's so misogynistic. And 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 please, people, watch the movie and write in my comments if you think this movie is misogynistic. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just a misogynistic male, okay, with the male gaze and ego and all that fucking bullshit we hear. I want to know if I'm crazy. But if it's a chick fucking other guys, how is that misogyny?
Yep.
Considering in her own fucking diary, she wrote about how she enjoyed exploring her sexuality. Am I wrong? Have you read those? I've read those biopics.
Yep.
She herself, in her own words, talks about enjoying exploring her sexuality. So how are we misogynistic by showing this?
Yep.
Because it's a guy filming it? If this had been a fucking woman filming it, would we still be having this debate?
Yeah, they'd be talking about her getting Emmys.
Oh, they'd be talking about it's so empowering. It's a tour de force of look at how she's fighting the patriarchy by doing what she wants to do. These fucking hypocrites. And you know what? I know I set myself up for failure when I say this, but I expect better from independent YouTubers, but I hear the same shit. It's like, okay, I get your points, but that wasn't you missed the point of what the movie was trying to say. It was showing these things for that reason. It was showing you how fucked up her world was. It's half of the book it's based on is a fictionalized biopic. It's not the actual fucking literal translation of her life. It's certain events, but kind of fictionalized and dramatized. That's the point. So so is the movie. So oh my God, people fucking, I don't understand it, Jay. I don't understand it.
It's ridiculous.
Like it just where the fuck is PB? So I could start being happy again. But anyways, yeah. So that was my whole thing, and then we have the controversy with Dahmer, and now we have the flip side. And me and Justin addressed this, and I just want to say, I don't want to take a jab at the victims because I get it that you don't want to see that shit again.
Right.
I get it. But why the fuck would you talk about how horrible it is when one of the people who saved all those people said that all she wanted is the victims to be remembered? And when you watch the show, I like to converse with you to get your thoughts, but from my perspective, it did what it set out to do, and it told a story that wasn't just about Jeffrey Dahmer, and people saw the interview when I played it of Evan Peters and even some of the clips, and it wasn't just his story. I would say it was more about the people as opposed to him. Like, he played a central role, but there is a whole episode that's specifically from a victim's point of view. The whole entire episode. So I failed to see how this is exploiting a tragedy. Like, do people know what these words mean, Jay? Do they know what they mean when they say this stuff?
You've seen what is it called? Oh crap! Hold on. Oh my God, I'm gonna feel so stupid when I remember. The Princess Bride. You see The Princess Bride, and they're like, I don't think that word means what you think it means.
Yeah. You know what? I've seen those memes. I feel like every review I watch should have that meme attached to it because I when I go down the rabbit hole of looking up reviews, I I sit here and I listen. I'm like, you have no clue what that means, do you? Like,
I mean, I see to an extent that they don't want to relive everything, but at the same time, if it were me, I would rather that the story gets out there so that other people can know what deficiencies there are in research, what misinformation is out there, what people assume happened as opposed to the straight cold hard facts. And maybe I would feel differently, but if I was in the situation. But from my point of view, without having seen the show, obviously, um, I'll have to see the show to solidify my opinion. But um, for me, I would like my story told, I think.
You and me have been in this community for a while. We know there's a lot of people in this community who have fucked up sad stories of things that's happened. We've heard them through either our streams or you and me doing a stream or being on Rob's and people being kind enough and brave enough to share their stories. And I think when you get this mentality of you want to stop sharing tragedy, you shut off the thing that is fucking PB and his fucking
You
yellow
shut
hoodie.
off the thing that's fucking PB? What the hell does that mean?
No, but like I was saying,
Hello.
the hoodie team. I'm the only asshole with a cowboy hat. All right.
That's a fact.
But I think when you stop sharing these stories and people stop telling them, then you take away the power that
lemon pie.
You take away the power that is in a story, because telling truths and telling stories and telling events that happen have a agency, and they're the things that live on. We're all gonna fucking die, and there'll be people who will still talk about these pieces of shit. And I'd rather there be a piece of media out there that doesn't glamorize this sick fuck than have the 50 fucking movies of these scumbag fucking directors who want to turn a quick buck by making Dahmer or Ted Bundy or these other fucking sickos look like heroes when they were deranged pieces of fucking shit that should have took their own life and did the world a fucking favor. And that might sound harsh, but really the best thing they could have done is off themselves, because they would have saved more lives. And that's just the cold hard fucking facts. They were horrendous monsters. And I think people misinterpret glorifying someone versus telling the fucking truth, right? Cold hard facts. PB's a fan of cold hard facts. That's what this show has. Facts, dates, and perspectives from the people that actually lived it. Not this Hollywood bullshit of, but maybe Dahmer was misunderstood because he was abused, and if he got more hugs, he could have been a better person. No, he was a fucking sick monster. He was born a monster. He fucking died a monster. And he died how he should have died, getting his fucking head bashed.
You think that people are going to have the same reaction to this as they had to making a murderer?
No, because this actually has fucking facts.
There's a lot of speculation in making a murderer.
Yes. I watched that and I thought that was
No, hold on. What'd you say, Jackie?
I said I've only seen season 1.
There's more than one season.
Yeah.
No.
Isn't it ironic?
About Stephen fucking Avery.
Yes.
Yeah.
You didn't know there was a second season?
No, I thought it was one of them shows where they move on to a different murderer. So the second season was about making a different murderer.
I don't know.
Or fucking freeing a murderer. I don't want to get into that because there's so much discord around that, but I'm just going to say, we talk about how people fucked up the Dahmer case. Stephen Avery, another example of how you fucks who glorify pieces of shit let a horrible monster go. And I was right about that, because that motherfucker now is locked up and should have been locked up the first fucking time. And you wanted to throw a pity party and see it from his perspective. You know what? Even if the evidence wasn't correct, he still should have fucking been in jail. That's the fucking bottom line. And the
Yeah.
fact that you fucked up, made a documentary, and glorified this piece of shit, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself. And you know what Dahmer doesn't do? It doesn't fucking do that. It tells the facts and what
Nice.
actually fucking happened. Oh my God. Shock. Facts and truth. What? In 2022? Goddamn. Hi. Welcome, everybody. How are you doing, PB?
Yes,
I've been on fire all night.
Carrie.
Hi,
Third fucking
Carrie.
stream. I'm high off of Monster and drinking beer. We'll see how this goes.
You drank a monster beer?
I drank a Monster, then a beer, and a Monster beer.
That's a great combo. Did you ever drink normal size cans?
Fuck no. I go big
He's
like my
no, America.
hat. America. So speaking
Hello,
of America,
Karen.
you know what's American?
Movie
Fucking
palettes.
Andor. As
Movie
about
palettes.
Oh,
America
my
as you
God.
could get. I
What,
fucking love this show.
Jackie tried doing an ad.
What?
Did you not just say movie palette?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. And if you'd like your very own movie palette, you can go to moviepalette.com. Code ZONE15 to save 15% and help your favorite channel on YouTube. Link is in the description. I hope.
The link is in the description, and also the link to the various people except for Jackie. I'm sorry. You can link your channel now in the comments, please. I know you linked that video, but definitely link your channel. Go check out Jackie. She's been my friend for like 2 years, which I almost forgot about, and I forgot to put her fucking channel, so I'm a terrible friend, but she still loves me.
I'm never included on any of your promos.
He usually doesn't include perp either, but there's a reason for that.
I acquired Perp and LB at a fair purchase, and I just want to say I don't know or understand why I gotta give them rights.
You don't have to give them full rights, just 2/3.
That's what I've been telling these son of bitches, but they still want to cancel me. I don't understand. White power.
Yes, thank you for the segue, Jackie. That was very nice.
I got your back.
So,
You know what you can't get a movie palette of?
what?
Me.
Andor. Wait, what? Did you just say me?
That's a left turn.
That sounds wild. Can I get a movie palette of myself? Or just be ginger?
It's just the colors of PB's beard, all in sequence
Yeah.
from beginning to end. It goes
A
from
little bit
red
of
to a
strawberry
darker red.
blonde in there, but it'll be fine.
So, welcome everybody. This is our fun section. I won't be bitching as much as I did my last review because people are fucking stupid and can't review. I actually have competent people on. Jackie, I know you didn't watch this, but it's okay because you don't have to watch shit on YouTube apparently to review it. Look
Nope.
at the people I was talking about earlier. All you have to do is sound like you know what you're talking about.
I thought you're just talking about me now.
So,
And also, Lemon Pie says there is no Jackie palette.
It's disappointing, isn't it?
There's still time.
and Carrie says, I'd like a movie palette of PB. That sounds amazing. As hot as the real deal.
You just want a canvas ginger colored. 'Cause that's what it is.
Okay, so Andor.
Yeah.
Lots of fun
Oh,
to
man.
be had. So I wanted to start this off by giving a brief description.
Nobody-
We pick
Hold
up.
on. Spoiler alert. Nobody fucking died in this episode?
I know we started out with some death, and I felt the same way, but I'll get into my positives about this. We'll get into that. But so following the tension-filled action of Reckoning, this takes a step back, and we get to see Cassian as he is whisked away by Stellan
Whoa.
Skarsgård.
Are you
Luthen.
fucking reading something right now?
Yes.
Okay. Second thing. It's not Cassian, it's Clem.
Well, yes, that's his assumed.
I
name.
thought I was losing my mind when I heard that, like, a third of the way or halfway through. They're like, this is Clem. And I was like, where?
That's his code name. So,
Got that.
and
I
it's
was like, oh,
hilarious
shit.
because that I wish Stellan Skarsgård would have been like, bro, you can't think of anything a little bit less close to your fucking name. Like, your code name's supposed to be like.
Did you say hello on your left?
Oh, hello to my left.
What's up, Tim?
But yeah, I thought
What's
this
up,
was a great
Kiefer?
episode. It picks up after the height of last episode, and okay, so PV, I don't know if you feel this, but this is my problem that I have with this show, is that I feel like this show should be released in 3 episode blocks, because the first 3 kind of had a beginning, middle, and end. And this episode feels like the beginning. And remember how I told you they do that annoying thing where they cut off in the middle of the fucking episode? They did that this week again. They fucking did it again. Like, yes.
Yeah, they get you super excited to watch the next episode. They're good at this.
No. It's not that kind of cliffhanger. It's like they chopped up the story. It's like they don't even fucking finish the sentence. It's like, oh, we're just gonna go and trade now. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it said, I had the subtitles on and it said suspenseful music, and I went, ooh, now I know.
PB, you know what I'm talking about, though. There's cliffhangers.
Yeah, you're not talking about clam chowder.
No, there's cliffhangers, and then there's cutting something off in the fucking middle of the episode. It didn't feel finished. That's what I'm saying.
What they need to do in the next episode is literally start in the exact same scene, which makes you think, why did you cut it here?
Yes. Wouldn't it be funny if we watch next week's episode and they just pick up where we were left off and we're like,
they haven't done that yet.
But no,
but you're right. This was a different style of cliffhanger compared to the first, I guess, 2 episodes more than the third one.
Oh yeah, because the third felt like an ending. Like when they were speeding off, that's a fucking cliffhanger because you ended the little arc of the story, but there's that little stinger like, oh, they're speeding away to get away, okay? Like, it doesn't feel jarring, but this one, it's just like they're having a conversation. They're talking about how his training starts now, and then bam, it cuts. And I fucking hate it. It's my fucking one negative. It's why this episode is not a 10 out of 10 for me. It's why we're going to probably land in that like 8 or 9 territory, because I hate when they cut. And Jay, as a author here on the panel, as someone who writes the written word,
a professional.
Isn't it jarring to cut off a fucking scene when it feels like it's in the middle of literally someone finishing a sentence?
I agree.
Like at that point, it feels like, was this supposed to be a movie and you just chopped it up to make up episodes? Like, it doesn't feel like an episode of television. It feels, because we don't get a beginning, middle, and end. And I stress this a lot enough, and I know you know what I'm talking about. Like, everything in storytelling, even short form, there's a fucking beginning, middle, and end. And you go to the beginning, the middle, and cut off. the fucking end. Hey, Carmen, how are you? And
hold on. Let's just there we go. Okay, I was thinking the exact same thing.
See, we're right here. Hey, Carmen. How you doing?
Oh, this is the best Andor review that you're ever going to find on the internet.
This is the best Andor review you get on YouTube. So, like, Jay, let me ask you something. I know you haven't watched the show, but maybe you'll come back to it or something. I know how much you like Star Wars.
She is a 100% objective opinion.
I am.
But he's also going to skew the question so that you'll hopefully agree with him. Go ahead.
So, yeah, here goes my skew.
I'm used to that.
It doesn't help because she just gives a fucking honest answer. Like, I try, it's like trying to lead the horse to the water hole, but they just buck and don't fucking drink from the water hole. So here we go.
Ain't nobody telling me what I think.
Ain't no man gonna tell me my opinion. But like narratively, like if you were doing a show, right?
Mhm.
How we describe it, do you think maybe that there was a better point to cut off this episode and that it's kind of would be jarring and weird for people watching it week to week when you just cut in the middle of a fucking conversation, or I'm sorry, the end of a sentence, because they did end the sentence. I mean, not take that away. He completed his sentence and then cut to black.
Two questions. First question, does the scene cut pick up where that cut ends?
It didn't for the first 3 episodes.
Okay. So they legitimately
we won't know until next week if this one
Gotcha.
picks up right where it left off. Because if it does, I would be inclined to agree with him. Like, why did you literally cut it in the middle of the scene?
But even if it doesn't, that's still a weird place to cut.
Well, because the reason why I asked that question is it leads into my second question, which is there's a way to do it so that it shows up in the future. So, like, if somebody is saying something 10 years ago and then the scene ends and then it shows them finishing that sentence in the future, as in, like, deja vu, that's one way to do it.
Oh, okay.
So, like, for instance,
you might have raised my point back up.
Because have you guys seen Moana, for instance?
Yes.
No.
Several times. I fucking love that movie.
Me too.
And I love you, Rock.
Me too. Anyway, so the reason why I bring it up is there's that scene where she's dancing with her grandmother, and they're doing the same dance in all these sequences that it is obviously a span of time. So that's why I was asking that question.
Yeah, like we haven't seen anything like that, but no one put it past them. But so let's get to
what I would think what would happen going forward is how they started that last conversation, where he gives them the tablet and is like, "You're gonna learn all this shit tonight." You would think either they're going to come back and have him literally learning the stuff, or the other people that are in the crew are going to be questioning him, and he's just going to be, giving answers left and right.
And there we go. I put the bear full screen because now I got to share my full screen because it sucks with 2 people in love, but I'm so happy for the both of them. I've been drinking a lot, so ignore this random shit that I say.
Nope.
I love you guys. Anyways, back to the fucking review.
Wait, so you're upset with this one thing, but you still love it?
I'm a complex person like Marilyn Monroe.
You know what I was thinking about when, I don't remember exactly how far into the episode, but when they're in whatever the frickin' base is that they're in, and those TIE fighters scream past.
Yeah.
The only thought that I had in my mind at that moment was, ooh, this feels like Star Wars.
Okay, so, Jay, if you don't know, we've had these stupid fucking YouTubers. We all know who they are. Phantom Menace.
It's not just them, but yes.
Yeah, let's be real. It's a majority of that group and others, naysayers. And look, no one here is on the Disney train. I hate when you give a review and people go, "You fucking sellout." And hello, I sold out to moviepalettes.com. That has the greatest deals on the internet, and you can get 15% off with the code Zone15. So fuck yeah, I sold out. But anyways, no, I did sell out to Disney, unless the check is big enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, we haven't sold out to Disney yet. And here's the thing.
I need to stop you for a second. I have questions, and it has nothing to do with this topic.
Awesome.
Go ahead. Our reviews are scattershot. That's
They're
why people are
eclectic.
watching.
I
Yeah.
saw. Have you seen the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child trailer that just came out?
No, not yet. But thank you
What?
for spoiling the surprise because I was gonna end the stream tonight with that trailer.
Oh, well, you didn't tell me that, so
I know that's what it's called, a surprise. But
Didn't
thank you.
surprise her.
okay. Never mind then. Never mind.
Surprise.
Are you wait? We're gonna talk about Harry Potter.
No, we're gonna talk about the trailer. But anyways,
She's not gonna be here then.
she'll
Well,
be here.
Yeah, I'm writing. I've been told I need to write, so even if I'm quiet and I'm here, I'm still writing.
Yeah, she'll
Okay.
be here. So let's go to our thoughts. So Stellan Skarsgård, PB, fucking tremendous actor. Did you see that switch where he threw on that fucking regal hair? It reminded me of Britain, you know, when they put on
Oh
the
my
wigs
God,
to
that
go
was so
to
good.
to go to like the Parliament or whatever.
Like,
I was like, this
I wasn't like zoned in on the show at that time, and then I kind of like looked back at the screen and went, "Who the fuck? What? Oh, what a transformation! Now you're playing this posh motherfucker."
yeah, dude. Okay, so if you guys don't know, Stellan Skarsgård is a great supporting actor. He's been in many roles. You'll see him and go, "Oh, I remember him from such and such." But he's just one of those actors who's a great supporting actor. I think he really, to me, I think just in general, they really get the rebellion. Do you get that feeling like they get what it's like to be starting a secret insurrection, in a sense, against a corrupt government? And
Their very own galactic January 6th.
you know, okay, so I just want to get this out of the way. Because we knew we were going there.
As soon
how
as
do
you
you
said
feel
that
about-
specific word, they're inciting the erection. I mean, insurrection. Thank you, Chuck. You fucking moron.
Rebecca, don't worry. I saw you. Hello. And also, thank you, Rebecca, for coming to my other review. I saw you in there. For the
Did you
blonde
not say
review.
hello to her there too?
And Planet Q's Queen.
I'm pretty
What's
sure.
up?
What's up, Q's
I was there.
Queen?
So I have to say,
hold on. Pause.
do you see this back
Pause.
and forth?
Pause. Q's Queen forgot Jackie.
I know. Everybody has a battle between us. Carmen is on my side. Thank you, Carmen. And
No, Carmen is not on your side. She's on the opposite of my side, because if anyone else was here, she'd be on their side.
no.
I
She's
have
definitely
a
on my side.
feeling that Carmen is so far gone, she would even go on to the Glarer's side.
PB, you watch that slander here, by the way.
You're like, Will.
By the way, I want to give a shout out to Will. He did a very compelling video. Go and check it out. It's about this recent case.
Was he
about
drunk?
a young boy. No, it's one of his
Oh,
serious.
well, that's disappointing. What's
Yeah,
the
it's
point
one of
here?
his serious true crime videos. In all seriousness, it's about a child going missing and stuff. Go check it out. I found it very fascinating.
I'm gonna have to get drunk to watch something like that.
Yeah, you do. PB, I've been watching depressing shit all week, so I've been so
I think
happy.
you misunderstand. Like, I'm gonna have to get drunk if I watch the Glarer's channel.
No, I get where you're going with that.
No, it had nothing to do with the content, other than
No. I got it because
giving you shit, Glarer. Come on, where are you?
He's always drunk when he comes on.
Every fucking time.
I love Will. He's such a great guy. Go check out his channel.
He's way better than he lets on.
Oh yeah. He'll have you think he doesn't have good opinions, but he does many opinions. We love him here. I'd say honestly, PB.
I'm sorry. I'm reading the chat now, and I was like, I missed one, and it says Jackie says I just wanted to be included. I was like, included in what? J. I get it now.
So, but I just wanted to say, Ashab, because I gotta say, remember when we first started PB and the terrible guests we've had on this channel?
Oh, you mean before Movie Palette?
Before Movie Palette.
We're
Before
in a whole
Movie
new
Palette.
era of fandom zoning.
Oh gosh. We had some rough times here. We had some truly terrible guests. We had one person who pissed off everybody with one comment. Who the fuck was that guy? It was someone Justin brought on. Jesus Christ.
Oh, shit.
He pissed you off, and that's hard to do. It's hard to piss off PB.
Unless you're Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, like Ryan Johnson and this person were the only two people and my father were the only three people I've ever seen piss PB off to the point of him saying something.
Who the fuck was that we had on here?
Oh my God, who was it? Like I wiped him from my memory because I knew I'd never have him on again.
Justin said something after the stream. He's like, no, he's all right. I was like, okay, you might know him on some type of personal basis that makes him okay. But as far as being on the show, no.
We did. Well, let me explain something. Before the days of Jackie and even Will, who brings a certain charm of drinking and coming on this show, it's fucking hilarious. We've had some pretty fucking poor guests and went through a lot of, like, watch some of our older streams. He was like Admiral something, I forgot. But it was just like, and then we've had some people who had terrible mics. And
then didn't we? I mean, let's not leave her out. Didn't we try to have Carmen on?
Did we have our mic? No. I should still yet to have Carmen. Yeah. I still have to have Carmen on here.
No, you don't. She doesn't turn the radio off when she goes on. And by that, I mean it's an analogy. When you call the radio station and you have the radio on, everybody knows what happens. And it works the same way with YouTube. You get an infinite loop of noise because of the feedback. And she's like, but I'm on the TV. See you, Carmen.
Okay, so for me, I haven't had that, but I've had Matt's. Remember Matt's?
The mama bear.
Oh my God, Matt's mama bear. Worst fucking person.
Don't worry, I'm just mixing my fucking tea. And I was like, there is a mute button. We don't need the constant jingling, which is loud as fuck because you must have it inside the microphone.
Fucking Matt, look.
Like she's not necessarily when you're having a conversation with her, it was fine, and she could make some cogent points, but the obliviousness, is that a word, Jackie?
What? Say that again?
Obliviousness.
Yes, that is correct.
Excellent. Was off the charts. I was like, do you not understand what noise this is making? We're like, we can't have a conversation. Jingle, 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 jingle.
My buddy don't jingle, jingle.
and the fact that she's a crazy fucking bitch and pretty much fucked us over to get a spot on the Phantom Menace. So yeah, fuck her.
That's why I don't fuck with frauds.
Wait, fuck with what?
Frauds.
Oh, frauds. I heard frawns, and I was like, I don't know what a fraud is.
Speaking of frauds, so in Andor, Stellan Skarsgård is a fraud.
My God. Is he though? Everybody so far in this show is, but he does it so well.
Oh my god! And he pulled that one chick to the side. Her name is Reyes something. I didn't get her last name, but
and they walk in the back room there.
yes, great. I like how it shows the spy craft. We talk about this a lot, and I know you're not a big deep guy into like plot and like character development and the shit that I jump into, but don't you think this really does show? Fuck you too.
Talk me down, you son of a bitch. Carry on. Carry on. Just ask your question.
You're detail oriented, but you can let go a lot of shit I can't, and that's why I love PB. To my
we
right.
complement each other rather well.
Yes, I get to in my head, and he gets to. He does get specific enough, but we make a great team. So let me ask you though, did you appreciate how they slowed it down a little bit and showed how the rebellion has to operate in secret and do more covert as opposed to attacking straight out?
No, I like that a lot because I mean you get those specific scenes in pretty much every Star Wars movie. Like less of those scenes in the prequels and shit, the sequel trilogy. I don't even know. I've not watched it enough. So
when
you have the scene in episode 4 where they're all standing there planning the attack on the Death Star, and you got what, half a dozen people that have lines in that scene because they're all talking back and forth because you got to plan war. It doesn't just happen. When you don't plan war, you don't beat Ukraine. Like, what are you even doing over there, Putin? Are you even trying? You're like, we're going to go in there, we're going to take all this Ukrainian stuff, and then they fought back and you went, shit.
He's like, oh, they do have a military. Well, this is a minor
problem. Unicorn!
Hey, honey.
I hope some kids sneak in to smile, so...
What?
Look at you rebel.
What'd she say? Some kids snuck in.
She helped some kids sneak in that new R-rated film to see Smile, which every woman should do.
She's a good one.
He gave me a bro fisted. I'm pretty sure. If only he called me the N-word, man, he was black. I mean, if I got called the N-word by a black kid, oh yeah. Anyone black, I don't care, give it to me.
My future wife, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on. No, it's okay.
Bitchy, I love you.
It wouldn't be a hard R.
What was that?
As long as you don't end it with a hard R, apparently it's okay.
What, honey? I'm online. Why are you talking about motherfucking chicken? God damn it.
Yeah, I heard her say chicken.
Anything else, you fat ass?
Listen here, I did, because I'm a fat ass. No, I promise you I would wait to eat the cheesecake. God damn it, woman. White power.
Anyway, I like seeing them plan the war in the Star Wars.
I know. It feels like, but PB, this doesn't feel like Star Wars. There's no TIE fighters or TIE fighter sounds.
Dude,
or
them TIE fighters. Like, why is it? I didn't realize that, when you don't see them on a consistent basis, it makes them maybe that little more special.
And we were talking about how sounds make like distinct sounds, right? That
every sense can take you back to something else. Like you're telling me that you didn't picture any other TIE fighter scenes, whether it's in the movies or in a video game or in the comics that the weirdos read, because I don't see how that Star Wars, you ain't hear no TIE fighters in a comic book.
I mean, but in your mind you can go and you could do the laser sound. Pew, 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 pew,
you want to hear a hot take on comic books?
Go ahead.
That's like the worst of both worlds. Pictures that don't move and words that need to be read. Fuck out of here.
You do realize you're talking to two authors, right?
She does real books.
I do.
She does real books.
Yeah, and
I'm
PD,
saying.
you need to read those.
Yeah.
Doesn't that bring down your
She
score?
knows that I don't read.
There's
I
Audible,
didn't even make
PD.
the videos for her yet that I was going to make.
They're fucking Audible.
It's true.
There's
You can-
Audible. They'll read the book to you, PD. You don't even got to do shit.
They're not
Then
sponsoring
I'm
me, don't
just-
promote them.
What do they put the TIE fighter sounds in then?
I mean, I haven't seen the Star Wars ones, but I mean,
Because
I'll
I
get one
tried
and tell ya.
listening to A Dog's Purpose and I did not make it very far. And it's only like 8.5 hours.
What have I done?
I don't know.
Oh.
I can still hear you.
Uh-oh.
Did you just
Oh,
hit
no.
delete and erase a bunch of words?
No. I think I... Hold on. Be right back.
She put in Star Wars sounds for like, pew pew.
Oh, the tiny Ural?
And so, all right, let's get to this fucking review already. Jesus Christ!
What do
So,
you mean? We've been talking about it the whole time. You've asked me multiple questions. You make it sound like we ain't been talking about it since I got here. It's almost the only thing that we did. I mean, yeah, we did an ad, and then Jackie asked us some questions, but that was interspersed inside of the review to where we are now.
so
I mean,
where
do
we
you
are
give a
now?
shit about any of these other people that Andor is with? They're all gonna die.
Do we know that though? I mean,
I'm not saying that they're gonna die in this plot to drive through the eye.
I mean, but not everybody was in the last scene of Rogue One, so I'm gonna assume
I'm not
like
talking about
this-
that. I'm talking about specifically in this show. I feel like all of the people that he is with are going to die.
I mean, that's a fucking bleak, fucked up way to look at it, but yeah,
No,
I
just
mean,
that new group that he joined.
Are you
oh,
sure that-
dude, they're assaulting a fucking what? He said it was suicide. They're assaulting like a fucking fortress. Yeah, I expect at least some of them to die. They're not going to kill the woman because they don't have the balls to. You know.
No pun intended.
Yeah, they
Fair.
gonna kill the woman.
Carrie
I'm not
says
reading
Zod. Zod.
it. I'm going to the bathroom.
Zod.
I
Just
read it. I don't
like-
want to know. I don't want to know.
Just like right there? Like what?
PB can do me instead of an Audible book. You laughing at my voice, Jackie?
No, I was just not prepared for what I was hearing,
No, you were not.
which is fine.
Where the fuck did you go, guy? You're talking to me about Andor.
He just said he was gonna go pee. Weren't you listening?
No. I was doing ASMR voice,
Yeah.
which apparently distracts myself as well.
That's some power right there.
That's, well, you know, Carrie would know.
Yeah.
Holy
Anyways.
shit, he's returned.
Yes. So I've returned it to make sure the
Wait,
stays straight.
Jackie, did he say that he was... Hold on, question. Did he say that he was going to take a leak, or did he just say he was going to the bathroom?
Hold on, answer. He said, I'm gonna go pee.
Damn it. I mean, if you're wiping your nose that much after you went to the bathroom, you didn't pee.
Hey, it's
He's like, we're gonna do a fucking review now!
let's do Star Wars, man. Star Wars.
Let's do fucking Star Wars!
It's fucking crazy, man.
Let's do some
It's
fucking
crazy.
Star Wars!
There's lightsabers.
Smell
and
that fucking
blasters.
Star Wars deep in your brain. It's for you and you fans of fucking Star Wars need to goddamn watch Andor, because it's the most Star Wars thing that ever Star Warsed. At least TV show wise.
So let's get
I mean,
this
the
out
only
of the
thing
way.
that comes close to this, because it's not animated. Like, if Andor was animated, it would be on the same level as Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, 100%. I
Like,
think
that's the
that-
only thing holding Clone Wars back, is the fact that it's animated. That's it. Like, you got top tier Star Wars, and then Clone Wars is like
Can you give me a hand, sir? I'm right here.
That's actually a great analogy. So, yeah, we have the beginning of the rebellion, but I do have one negative for this, and I'll get
Whoa.
to
This was be negative number 2 because you don't
yes.
like the cutoffs.
And the second negative
Star
is
Wars fan.
I think that nothing really happens, and we don't think
this
it actually.
particular episode.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot of setup, and there's gonna be those people we all know who they are, where they're going to say this is boring. Now,
It was a positioning episode.
Yeah,
we're moving characters around the board.
And so, do you think that it was kind of foolish to break these up when you have an episode that feels like a lot of setup for something cool that's coming down the line? And I don't think it's going to happen in episode 2. I think that's going to be more prep work. I've heard this floated around, and I do agree. I think that they should have released this in 3-episode blocks. I mean,
how many episodes are there going to be total?
12.
Okay, so you think that they're doing this show in a similar way that they did season 7 of the Clone Wars, except they're doing 4 arcs instead of 3?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, the first 3 episodes is pretty much, hey, did you see Rogue One? You didn't? Let us introduce you to Mr. Andor.
Yeah, and they're giving him more character, and you understand where he's coming from. And now rewatching Rogue One, I did again, and it does make Andor a less flat character. But I feel like...
When did you rewatch this?
I rewatched it not today, but the other day.
So how far did you watch into the movie before you just fast forwarded to the end?
You know,
it's
like
the best part of the movie. I never talked to a Star Wars fan that doesn't think that the hallway scene is the best part of that movie.
I gotta say, I actually like other parts. Like, you know,
I didn't ask if you liked other parts. I like other parts too. What is the best part of the movie?
I mean, okay.
Thank you. Thank you. You're muted.
R-rated Vader scene was never going to be beat, but I do like every scene with Donnie Yen when he's doing I am the Force and the Force is me.
The Force is with me.
Yes. That, like, he should have had his own show, honestly. Like, the blind monk.
I mean, you say it's his own show, but he's going to have the big Asian gun with him.
I mean, yeah, 2 Asians, that's a win. That's like a diversity double threat.
Or maybe that guy was
He's
like
blind.
more Samoan.
There's lots of diversity.
How only black people will make it diverse enough?
But not diverse
Can you
enough
bring me
to
a piece
say
of cheesecake,
mom and dad
woman?
in the Air Force.
Oh, I don't know. Can you shove it up your ass?
If you
I'm
bring
sure
it to
he
me.
can. You two practice.
I don't think I will.
Off camera.
Come on.
What did
I
you
mean,
do all day? Oh,
just
like,
this
please
camera. They
scream
might
while
have
I'm
some
working
other
my
camera
ass off
going,
before
you
I
know, so he
kids.
can go
I'm
back
gonna
and
work your
watch
ass off in a
himself,
minute.
because I've never known anybody who watches themselves as much as which way.
No,
him.
fuck your salad, please. Cheesecake.
He
Come
is
on,
so,
I love
well,
you.
not so drunk, but he drunk.
Fuck you, salad. Give me cheesecake.
I'm sure the people can hear me more clearly than he can.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Nothing. Andor.
So, Andor, yeah, and cheesecake. So, let
Have
me
you ever
ask
seen
you.
cheesecake in Star Wars?
Yeah, there should be though. 10 out
There
of
should
10.
be cheesecake everywhere.
I agree. I love cheesecake.
Oh my god.
So,
Yep.
what's your favorite scene in the episode?
Oh gosh. I think the one when they first get to the planet, I think, and Skarsgård goes outside the ship and is talking with that chick,
And Andor's just kind of watching them through the window.
Oh yeah, that's
Like-
great. I like how he like tells her like, "Hey, we need more people. Shut the fuck up." Like this is the plan.
Which, like, who is in charge? Do we have
I want
any
to say
idea
Dia
who's in
is behind the
charge?
scenes,
Who?
but she is in charge of that group.
Who is?
That weird woman with the fucking
weird,
the
weird
who-
woman in the group of people.
Yeah,
Because I don't know what to call this particular group of people.
I
Do
call
they have a
them
name?
Rebel A because they're broken up into different sections.
Oh, okay.
Apparently,
Sectors.
yeah, like how I understood it, and this is really fascinating to me because when you think about it, they're
No,
kind of
continue.
terrorists because they're broken up into cells.
No,
There's
they
one
are.
benefactor. They don't talk to each other.
They operate like terrorists, but they're not terrorizing people. Like attacking military. Imagine if terrorists only went after military installations.
But let's do the flip side. Remember the
No.
Mandalorian.
Do I?
There are still some innocent people in there that were just conscripted, or they're just working so the Empire
No,
doesn't
I
kill
know
them.
that. Yeah, I know. I know that it
So
works
it's
that
a
way.
great
and
line.
It's not as gray as you'd like this. It's just like it's like just for men touch of gray. It's just a touch of gray.
So Jay,
I also hold on. The other scene that I really liked because it gives you a little like insider view to how the hierarchy operates. Not like its operation, but how they operate with each other when you got the I don't know what they're called, that Imperial chick, the black guy, and then the old white guy having their meeting at the end when she's like, I need these records, and the other guy's like, she's stepping out of her lane. And he's like, yeah, he's right. Get the fuck out.
I love that. And it's kind of funny because being in the military myself, there's so much red tape. And I think that was a
Yes.
perfect illustration of how when you want something, there's 15 different fucking systems to pass through, and you could be easily shot down. I know people will take that scene out of context, like, oh, look at the man holding the woman down because she requested documents, but that's the fucking military, whether you're a man, woman, or child.
He told you, all he said to her was, we're paying you that 100. You're not one of these 72% women. Go do your fucking job. It's like, this motherfucker's doing 3 times the work of you. 3
6
times. He's
sectors.
doing 6. She's doing 2. So he's doing 3 times the fucking work. And they're getting paid the fucking same. And she didn't even do her fucking job. No wonder women get paid 72 cents. Amazing.
Get underpaid compared to men.
I love you, honey, but if you don't make
I'm
me a
just saying,
salad.
Yeah, I got.
Did you just
I'm
ask for a
fucking
salad?
cheesecake away.
No, they went. Why would you do that?
Are you going to ask her to return your balls?
Yeah, she took my balls and put them in her purse.
I don't have a
She doesn't.
fucking sexist.
She's got a purse.
Apparently not. I'm a fucking sexist. Jay, I'm drowning here. What
Yes,
do you?
you are. She ain't gonna save you.
Zod, it was nice knowing you. If you end up 6 feet under, it was a good run. Try again next life.
Which that's the
No.
thing that I didn't like about the episode. We started at the beginning. Nobody ends up 6 feet under in this episode. Nobody. You don't even kill a random person by accident.
So yeah, I'm gonna say my main problem too was that I don't need action all the time, but there was no anything
I
like
don't
even
think there
Game
was
of Thrones
there
when they're
was
doing their
zero action.
politics. They mix like a random fight, so you're like, oh, okay, someone died horribly, and we'll be talking about that
Oh,
next.
I mean, that's what happened in the previous episode. Like,
Yeah.
they're having their whole celebration, and
layeth the smackdown, queer.
Yeah, gay guy got his rights revoked. Oh, snap. Anyway. Anyway, oh my god.
We're wonderful.
Thank you, Movie Palette, for sponsoring the channel.
Oh my
If
god.
you eat
That
my
was the
fucking
short
cheesecake,
version.
I will kill you.
You just ate a piece.
Hey, bro, you've got a sponsor now, remember?
Oh yeah, I mean, I will gently berate you with harsh language.
And kisses.
Wow.
Lots of kisses.
No, this
He
is my
looks at his
sponsor.
beautiful movie palette.
You move it that
Do
way.
you like movies? Would you like artwork that encompasses all of your favorite movies? Like close to this, National Treasure Book of Secrets. You can see all of the beautiful color palette from moviepalette.com. Enter code ZONE15 to save 15%. Link is in the description. Not guaranteed to be delivered by Christmas.
Yes, thank you, Movie Palette, for sponsoring the channel. So let me ask you, as someone who hasn't seen the show, but you understand military bureaucracy, isn't it pretty accurate when you feel you're onto a lead and you go to your superiors and you jump rank, and then the higher up guy tells you to get the fuck back in line because the person ahead of you is doing more work and you just need to shut the fuck up and be happy where you are? Isn't that a thing that's
Yes.
not exclusive to men or women?
Yes.
There is a fundamental rule in military structure. You do not go above your superior unless you have a very good reason, because you are creating an enemy for life.
And they're probably going to always be ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how, I mean, I wasn't in the military. My sister was in the military. So, like, I talked, you do a little research on your own, see how things work. And with the way that promotions work, at least in the American military, the odds of you leapfrogging somebody at any point, unbelievably slim.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and
if you do leapfrog somebody, they were going to fucking leave anyways. They weren't sticking it out for the whole 20 years.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. But, I appreciate that authenticity. So I guess our only complaint was was really no action. I hate to be that guy, but you do have to sprinkle in something. And I feel like it's because of the fact that they chopped this up and they should release it in
a number.
3-part episodes. So I'm not giving it a number yet.
Oh.
So let's go to the rankings. PB, what's your
You son of a bitch. I had it up, man. I give it an 8.
An 8. Pretty solid score. 8.
It was missing. Like you say, it was missing that action.
And I'm gonna give
especially
it an 8
when they spoiled us as much as they did, because the same thing happened in the Clone Wars, where you'd have like the intro to what is going on and what you get alluded to going on in the future, and then you get 2 episodes of build, and then you had that big finale, and then you do it all over again. And this one's just doing it in 3 episode bursts, or at least the first 3 were. You got that intro, and then the second episode was build, and then boom, big finale. I mean, how many friggin' people did they kill in episode 3, and then they kill 0 in this one? So 2 points off.
Yeah, I think that they really spoiled us with that 3rd episode, so it's kind of hard coming off of that high and then go, oh yeah, so now we're just building the story. So I think it's not badly acted. Everyone's doing a stellar job. All the characters are great. They're all very interesting. I want to know what's going on. I think they just need to balance the action and the storytelling. So I land with my co-hosts. Shockingly, this is the second time I've agreed with someone on the panel, Justin of all people.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we both gave Dahmer a 10 out of 10. So miracles do happen. Thank you. And I agree with PB tonight. I think this is a solid 8. This is above average television, but it just doesn't have the punch this week. And it kind of spoiled us last week with 3 episodes,
For sure.
a nice high point, and then it's kind of like, okay, we're building back up to lead you to a great day. I think the other episodes will be higher because there's going to be more action and suspense. But right now was kind of a cool down from the last episode. I think this all should have been dropped together. What do you think, PB? I think they should have released the whole thing, to be honest with you.
No, I already told you that I don't like they release the entire season and then binge it, because then they released the entire season of Cobra Kai and then everybody watched it right away, and I didn't watch it right away. It's a lot easier to be caught up with something that just releases once a week, but I would be inclined to agree with you that they should have kept the story arcs together.
So we can agree.
Because I understand it's just following one character. Like, it's Andor, it's his show. That's quite obvious that he is the main character. But what he's doing, at least so far, has been broken down into specifically 2 parts.
And I think that while we take opposite stances, I'm glad you agree with me. The 3-episode format would benefit this show. And I think that all of these streaming platforms really need to break these into arcs to where you can leave a cliffhanger and then not wait a month, but maybe like a couple of days.
Then, like, depending on the show, right? Like, some are, like, She-Hulk is super short. So, holy crap, they should be releasing like 4 or 5 of those, and then it's like watching a little mini movie. Like, if you, like you said, you watch those first 3 episodes of Andor, and you're like, why does this feel like a movie?
And Planet Q's Queen, I saw your Star Wars stuff. I'm gonna get back to articles and stuff next Friday. As I said at the top of the hour, right now we're just doing this. We'll be doing these reviews every Wednesday along with House of the Dragons. And speaking of which, on the Prophets of Geek Culture. So you can go check that out.
You want to put the link into the chat
Fuck
here?
No, I don't do that.
I can try that.
Come on. I'm the talking figurehead. Dance, my monkeys.
No.
So Jay,
Yes.
I know you haven't seen any of this, but from our chat and from what you've been hearing, does it intrigue you? Does it tickle your fancy?
It does, and I think I'm gonna be the odd man out and give it a 7 because it sounds anticlimactic after the episode before it.
You want me to make you one?
No, I just want to steal your salad because I'm not a fucking rabbit.
This guy.
But this is tasty.
She gave it a 7. I can live with that.
So 7, 8. Good job, Disney. And I want to touch on one issue before we get into House of the Dragons. I feel like
House of the Dragon had the exact same problem that Andor had.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that because it's 2 nights of slow episodes. I want to say something though to people, and I said this on my review of the Maryland.
Slow in Westeros isn't always bad.
No, not at all. But
could you imagine if they did 7 and 8 slow?
Oh God!
Sorry, that was a traumatic flashback.
Yeah.
So I want to say this before we get started. And this goes to multiple reviews. I've seen shitty reviews all day because of.
Wait, you've been watching yourself all day?
I've done 3 streams, so yeah, kind of. But to all the people who are reviewing this show negatively because Disney bad, please stop doing reviews on YouTube because you fucking suck. If your only excuse for why an episode is bad is because Disney made it, get the fuck off the internet because I'm tired of seeing you.
Bye. Not me bye. I'm saying bye to them.
This is
that ain't gonna happen.
This is ridiculous, and Jay, I know you have some great input on this, but what do you think of people who just say something sucks because Disney made it?
Because Disney made it.
Yep, no other reason. It's Disney, it's terrible. Bam, end of story.
That's a very loaded question, Zod.
Oh, coming from a loaded Zod, so perfect.
Perfect.
So, so if they're talking in terms of the stories themselves being terrible just because Disney wrote them, versus they're saying that it's terrible because Disney made them, because Disney is a horribly corrupt company, allegedly, that's a huge difference.
No, this is what it comes down to, Jackie, literally. Star Wars bad, Disney. Everything Disney bad. It's not
Everything
reviewing
Disney
something
bad.
on a show-by-show basis or
Okay.
being objective. It's just, I see Disney and I hate it.
Okay. So,
Am I wrong? That's what it comes down to.
No,
I'm
that's
not-
pretty much it.
so basically, in my opinion, then I think that's irresponsible and selfish. And if you don't like Disney produced franchises or shows or whatever have you, don't watch it. What a concept.
Oh, amazing.
Thank
would've
you,
ever
Planet
thought that
Geek
you could
Queen.
just
She said,
avoid
"Don't
the
worry about
stuff?"
the articles odds. I like that you have variations. That I appreciate that. Yeah, I like to keep it fresh here. I like to think that's why I got the great audience. We've got a variation in panel.
Okay, Will. Not that Will. Now I mean Will Smith.
You know, I get jiggy with it.
Nah. No.
And you know, slap the shit out of Chris Rock.
Did he though?
No, there's no debate. PB, he slapped that man. Like that's not even a question. It's a fact. You said like
I know he
that-
slapped him, but Chris Rock was like, "Oh, okay, I'm just gonna keep telling jokes, you asshole."
that's called a professional. That man should get an award.
Have you
of some
slapped the
kind.
shit out of me? Right? I probably
Would
not
you
just
still
gonna
commit to the
stand
joke? Yeah, would you just commit to the joke? You're like, okay, I gotta lean into this joke.
there. Oh, he leaned into it. He didn't even put his guard up.
Yeah, he let that. But yeah. So let's move on to the House of the Dragons. Another kind of somber episode. Let's start with what we liked. So, PB, what did the sexy man with cheese like about this episode?
Dragons.
Fucking
There's a
dragon.
little baby dragon.
There's a baby dragon. Yeah, it's called House of the Dragon.
And it roasted the fuck out of that sheep.
Oh yeah. That.
Oh, that was good. And then there was a pig dragon.
Yeah,
That
I
was
didn't know what to
fucking
make
mean.
of that. I didn't know what
Those
to make
kids
of
are
that.
assholes.
They are.
They must be related to Joffrey. And then they named that kid Joffrey, and I was like, what the?
You know, I feel like when Joffrey is that asshole name you give your kids, like you know how there's always that
Yep.
name, like Greg. Fuck you, Greg. I
Fuck
can't
you,
wait.
Greg.
PB knows what I'm talking about, but if I ever meet this Greg in person, I have this plan. I'm gonna become CEO of my theater job so that I can meet Greg in person and smack the shit out of him and quit. That's my whole goal. So I know it sounds
Good to
kind of
have
weird, but
goals, people. It keeps you motivated.
exactly. If I ever meet Greg, I'm gonna say, Greg, I climbed through the ranks.
He wants to meet Greg, not management.
if I'm gonna climb the ranks, and then when I get to that day where Greg will be like, Zod, You've done an outstanding job, and I want to commend you. And he goes to shake my hand. Fuck you, Greg, and walk out. It'd be the happiest day of my life. This is all the fucking previews I had to. I'm not that guy. I don't tell you to turn off your phones. Greg, you run the fucking company. Who the fuck's making the policies, Greg? Obviously, it's got to be you because you're the only motherfucker I see who's narcissistic enough to put yourself in every fucking commercial before my fucking movie and tell me how fucking great you are and how when you go out in public, everybody wants to say hi to you because you're so fucking nice and you're so fucking amazing. You know what? Fuck you, Greg. No one likes you and you're a short motherfucker, okay? You probably got a small penis. And the only reason why you got fucking bitches is because you got money. And it's your dad's money. Fuck you, Greg. I'm sorry. You know how I get about Greg.
Which Greg?
You know what, Greg. The only Greg I hate with a passion of 1,000 suns. She does. Every time I see this motherfucker on my fucking movie, he automatically lowers the score of the movie because he's like, hey guys, I was just here sitting being a douchebag, and I just want to tell you, make sure you silence your phones. And oh look,
No, he always mentions how people recognize him in
oh my god,
and how much he likes it.
Damon's wife killed herself because she couldn't have a baby.
Oh yeah. So, I'm sorry. Thank you for snapping me out of my rant. By Planet Geek.
That scene was fucking wild.
So
everything to do with dragons is good in this episode. Like they're just sitting there riding. I was like, I thought that Daemon had a big fucking dragon, and then this chick's on this other like gray looking one. I was like, holy shit!
Is it just me, or did she make Drogon look like a kid? That dragon.
I thought that all of the dragons were meant to be similar, and those two don't seem like they're very similar. Like Daemon's has a super long neck, and this one has like no neck.
And tons of body.
It's just all shoulders and beef.
Yeah. So, what did you think about the political scheming and stuff? And the episode is called "The Two Queens." I gotta say,
because it's Rhaenyra and Allison. I gotta try and say their names as much as possible so I don't forget them.
So go ahead, because I forgot them already.
Rhaenyra and Allison.
Yeah, Rhaenyra and Allison. I got to be honest with you. Was it just me, or were you expecting a cat fight at least to break out between these two? Because
I thought so, but I was like, is she really going to attack her while she's bleeding on her floor?
I thought she was. I thought she would. Look, okay, maybe this is the Zod in me, but that was like weakness. I would have pounced right there. I'm sorry that's fucked up to say because it's like it was a miscarriage or something, but your enemy's vulnerable. I'm just saying.
So
a lot of opportunity right there.
She's gonna kill her, or you just think that she was gonna like knee her in the gut?
I would have strangled her and been like, "Oh, there was complications with the baby. Guess I'm queen." I'm just saying, it's Westeros, baby. You gotta be ruthless. That's a Westeros move.
That's a Westeros move with my Western hat.
Exactly. Look, Westeros to me is like the Wild West.
That's a cowboy move.
You take that bitch out while she's weak, and I'm sorry, like this is gonna sound heartless or whatever, but it's sad. She was having complications with the kid, but your enemy is weak, and bam, pounce on her. You could have made it look like she had complications and she had a heart attack or something. I don't know. Shit flew in that time period. She just dropped dead. No one had the science back then.
The political intrigue. What was all? Why can I not remember all the political crap that was going on? Like, what the hell were they talking about?
So
when they had their frickin' high council meeting,
it was a lot of posturing. What's his face? Really old dude, I call him.
So is this? No, hold on. I'm going to ask a slightly different question. Alicent is supposed to be like Cersei Because at first, with this other guy, I thought that they were like doing it on the down low, but he's just one of like her sources.
Yes.
Like she's just out there with all these spies, just knowing what's going on and being like, how do I keep my children alive? Like, why do you care about your kids? Like from the scene that we seen in the previous episode, all your children were produced through rape.
Yeah, that got me
Like,
too.
did you really willingly do that, or were you like, my dad told me to?
That
Fucked up.
Westeros, man.
I mean, okay, hold on. But on the other side of that coin, the Daemon's children, I don't think that they were made through rape.
No, and Daemon's a fucked up dude. We saw him kill
Because
his wife
she's,
with a
well, I
rock.
mean, let's say maybe at the beginning, but at this point, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's Stockholm syndrome or whatever, but whoever that chick is, she seemed like she loved him. Maybe not necessarily like in love, like soulmates, like Ned and Catelyn, but she loved him.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then she burns herself to a crisp.
Yeah, I was. So, did you get that? Because
I was not expecting that shit. I thought that she was like, I don't know. I had no idea what was going on. I was like, ooh, is there some dragon magic that's going to fix this?
Yeah. So why? Did you get the point behind that? Because I don't know if maybe I've been stuck in depression because I watched 2 fucking depressing things back to back. But yeah. Hey, Perp, and that's a great question. Jay doesn't watch Game of Thrones, but she's still here chilling with us.
Whoa. You are misrepresenting me, sir.
Did you just say Game of Thrones?
I'm at House of Dragons.
There we go.
And
I want
yes.
to watch it. I just haven't.
So
oh my god, we're spoiling it for you.
I don't care about spoilers. You're good.
Ever?
Ever.
How do you do that?
Not by not caring.
I don't understand.
Look. PV. It's this magical thing with ladies that we'll never get. They just
lady magic. Oh, well,
it's
said,
like
Jackie.
It's gangster Westeros.
Yes. Gangster Westeros.
Westeros does remind me of like.
Do you
Oakland
remember
or some
how
shit.
this episode ended?
What's that?
Because I sure as fuck don't.
No, I don't. How did it end? I don't even remember.
I don't know. Like, I was sitting here trying to think back. I was like, okay, so what was the culmination of the episode? Like, what's either the big resolution or the big cliffhanger or whatever's going on? Because this was episode 5?
5, yeah. Or no, 6.
So we're halfway through now. 6? It wasn't 6.
Yeah, it's more than
way.
halfway.
No freaking way, man. I don't buy it. Now I gotta look real quick. Hold down the fort while I look at my phone.
So, I was right.
I opened up HBO Max and it says DC League of Super Pets exclusive streaming premiere.
Oh, definitely watch that, and we should do a review because it's the greatest fucking movie that I've ever seen, and I'm so glad that Bitchy.
Are you in the movie?
Had to watch it. Maybe there's a reference to me.
Holy fuck! This was episode 6.
That's what I said. Episode 6. So let me ask you something because I feel like this is one major problem of the show. I feel like it doesn't have as good of a pace as Game of Thrones because remember the first season started off slow, but once you got to mid-season, that shit was like you didn't catch your breath until even the last episode. It was just
I was gonna say, okay, well, what episode does Jamie stab him in the leg?
That was like 5 or 6. At about this
point.
That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It
like I feel like we missed something like that because what what possibilities did they create for substantial consequences?
I
'Cause
think it's more of the schemes that the mother is coming up with. What's her face? I think the seeing her plans, because we still don't know what she's planning to do with these spies and this information. And if I remember correctly, the episode didn't. It ended on a cliffhanger where she said something, but we didn't hear what she said to Rhaenyra and
Nice try.
yeah, and so that's kind of the big cliffhanger, and I feel like it's more of a setup of seeing what plans she's put into place, and I think the overarching plot or the resolution to this is going to be seeing these two bitches go at it, and I can't wait, to be honest.
Pillow fight.
I hope so. No, but there's going to be dragons. We know that. And they both have
there's
dragons.
There's going to be dragons
so.
the whole time. I'm more curious.
I want to see how that black dude's civilization is going to come to an end, because he ain't in the history at all. And I just feel
I want to know. Oh, shit. No, I forgot. Apparently, I don't want to know anything. I want more dragons.
More dragons. We can agree. But
I was going to say, how many years are they going to jump in this second half of the season? Because in the first half of the season, they covered like 5 years, and then they made a 10-year jump. Like they covered like somewhere. These are just guesstimates. So let's say somewhere between, obviously, 10 and 15 years. Because it's a minimum of 10, but I don't think it would go over 15. So somewhere around, that's how many years of time the show has already covered. They've only done a half a season. So is it going to slow way down time-wise?
They were picked up for a second season, so maybe. But you never know, because they write these first seasons like it's the last, which they should do. So your guess is as good as mine.
My guess is probably better.
I'm going to say that they're going to slow it down because I think that they want to
hope so.
I think they want to get as much content out of this show, but it does have to come to a natural conclusion.
Okay, so what do you think? Because this is your side of it. Of the new actresses that they introduced for the two queens,
I think they were really, really well cast. The transition didn't feel jarring to me. They talked as they did when they were younger, except for older, more refined. I felt like it was a positive, because when Rhaenyra, did I say it right?
Okay, just so we're clear, there is a maximum to refining, and at some point you go backwards as you get older. Just ask good old Uncle Joe.
Okay, so we're gonna say what, they're in their 20s now, so
No, I would say that they got to be like up into almost their 30s at this point. How old were they before?
No, because she was a young girl. That was the thing.
No,
they were
I thought
saying
that
about
they were
Daemon
like
macking on
16 or I thought they were like 16 or 17 when the show started.
Yeah, and then I forget about the time jump, so they'd be in their 20s. Yeah. Oh, well,
so let's say that they're upper 20s.
Upper 20s, early 30s. I would say that I felt the growth. Like, they took jabs at each other in this episode, but it felt less kiddish. You know what I mean? Like, in the previous episodes, that especially that blonde chick was fucking annoying with the way she talked and stuff. She felt very much like a kid. And I was pleasantly surprised, because when she retorted or had something to say back, it felt more like she had honed her skills of being a bitch. And it was more of a subtle jab. You know what I mean? Like, when they were having their back and forth, it felt more of, it was a conversation, but you can tell, like, ooh, these bitches don't like each other kind of a thing, as opposed to, oh, this is fucking annoying. She's like a little kid going, well, you suck. Like, Like, that's what it felt like. The earlier debates they had felt like little kids, like taking jabs and going, well, you know what? Mom doesn't love you and blah, 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 that kind of thing. And this
No,
time,
it's like, well, she sucks. Why? Because I hate her. Oh,
yep.
okay. You got it.
But now it felt like they built
No,
reason.
now there's there's something behind it, because in reality they both are getting the exact same advice. Like,
Yeah.
unless you create your line of succession, as soon as the king dies, you're fucking dead. Because that's what Alicent thinks, and that's what Rhaenyra thinks. She's like, well, if she becomes queen regent, and what? Is it Aegon is their oldest kid?
Yeah, Aegon is the oldest.
So he becomes king, he's going to kill them so that there's no challenge to the succession. And if she becomes queen, she's going to kill all of her children, Alicent's children, so that they don't come for the line of succession. So everybody wants to kill everybody else, but only because they want to protect their own.
And I think that it's interesting because unlike earlier in the show, there's more real stakes, and it's not this petty rivalry
I
now.
haven't seen any stakes in this show at all.
Yeah.
Like, where are all of the fried meats?
No, like, I'm feeling like now we're getting to the fried meats, so to speak.
Oh.
Like, there's
Very nicely done.
there's real tangible kind of
So
like.
you're saying we've had our hors d'oeuvres and we've had our soup, and now it's time for fried meats.
Yep. And I think that one really big strength of this episode is that I did feel the tension, like, because everybody, like you said, has something to lose, and it leaves a weird place because you know in your mind, like, eventually someone's got to succeed and everybody else has got to die. We got to see like a House of Stark kind of situation where a house gets wiped out. Yeah, like it really feels like it's coming to that because, like you said, even if you leave your opponent alive with their children, well, their children will come back and try to take the throne. So you got to ascend and fucking murder everyone. Man, Westeros is gangster. What can I say?
Westeros, yes, it's gangster like the Serengeti.
It's
like you got lions just going around murdering lions left and right, but then they get upset at us because we're like, well, we had to kill that lion, so it didn't kill us. Like, well, it's such a majestic creature. I was like, not when it's eating your fucking asshole.
Yeah. Christine says, what will the Uncel do now that his wife are gone? Or uncle.
What will the incel do? Is this supposed to be a joke, Christine? Is there a punchline coming? I feel like there's a punchline coming. Unless it's supposed to say uncle. And the L and E are backwards. Did he fucking freeze? I think he died. He's completely frozen. He's stuck in the fandom zone forever. Or one computer overheated, some crap like that. Who fucking knows?
What a rough.
Jackie, do you think this is supposed to say incel or uncle?
Well, uncle.
I also think uncle, but then I don't know who she's talking about.
I can't help you.
I didn't think you could. I was just trying to bullshit my way to an answer because she'll respond at some point here in the very near future and be like, okay, I see that you're a putz and you don't understand what I said, so here's another attempt. Because I have no idea what uncle you're talking about, Christine. Because you definitely aren't talking about my uncle. Unless I don't remember talking about my uncle in the recent past, but I don't think I was. Whose uncle?
Yeah.
Christine.
She said yes.
Yeah, it's supposed to be uncle. That's what I say. And she's like, yes. And I say yes.
Yes.
But I don't know what. I need more specifics in order to go forward. I wonder if this guy's gonna message me to be like, "Oh, everything died,
We're ending the
so
stream. Bye.
I guess the stream's gonna have to be," which it ain't gonna be over immediately, but I'm not gonna drag it out all by myself.
Understood.
But I can keep talking about the show. Oh man, I don't know how I feel. Like the time gets to me. Like, how many books have you written, start to finish?
Let's see. Start to finish, huh? Let's see.
Yeah, like rough draft to final product.
So the spot that I'm at, I have 6 books at the editor.
Okay.
And that's as far as I've gotten by myself. And then I have the 2 short stories in the anthologies that are but I don't necessarily think they count because I just have 2 small sections. I had a 3rd book that was published that had it's part of an anthology as well, but she took that one off the internet and never put it back, so I'm not really sure.
Okay. Have you ever done massive time jumps in any of your stories?
Yes.
How
The one
many
I
years?
just finished.
Oh, how many years we talking?
Let's see. I did a scene from when they were like young kids, and then I did a scene to when they were 16, and then I did a scene to where they were in their 20s, I believe.
Okay.
And then from there the story continued. So like that was where when they're 20s and 30s, that's where the story is progressing present day to get to the end of the journey. So
Okay, so are there any particular rules that somebody should follow when writing over massive time periods like that? Like, do you end up using up a lot of, in your case, pages, in film case, minutes, like retracing what happened in the time in between? Or do you just like pick up where the time jump starts and just go forward? And then, I don't know, how do you sprinkle in the information so people can find out what happened in the in between?
So what I do, like for instance, the one that I just finished, Descent to Madness. So they had the reason why I have the time jumps is because there's like specific plot points that lead to the present time frame. So like the first one is her magic awakens, and then that's when they were children, and then after that they are talking about him realizing that the world hates mages, and so that was another plot point. And then the last plot point was they needed to um, get engaged and stuff before shit popped off in the story. And so like that's why I did it that way for that book specifically, because there were specific things, but I didn't want to go through like, oh, this is their entire childhood, this is their entire teenage years and stuff like that. So it was a lot easier to just do the 3 scenes, and I might change it when I'm editing, but for right now I just needed the general information out there. And then as you progress from that final plot point into the future of where the story is heading, you just sprinkle in little details like, oh, basically my female character remembering the time when she bandaged up his knee because it broke or whatever, and it's just kind of stuff like that, just sprinkling in little details to kind of build their relationships. And Christine says the king's brother.
Dude, are you gonna add yourself from backstage? I can see you back there. You waiting for me to click on the button? Like I was just waiting for Jackie to finish, and I was like, "Oh, now he's gonna add himself to the stream," and he fucking didn't. He just sitting there silently.
I can't add myself because I had to go on my phone, and for some reason it wasn't giving me access to the features. So, yeah,
You've forgotten how to
my
operate
Wi-Fi
StreamYard
took
on
a
your
shit.
phone. What happened?
Yeah, my Wi-Fi took a shit, so I can't connect. I'm not gonna restart it. It will fix itself.
Will it now?
Fine, I'll restart it. God, don't give me
I'm
that
not
look.
saying that you got to restart it or anything like that, especially if it's just going to fix itself on its own.
That's what I said.
Yeah, no point for that.
So,
No, I was asking Jackie if there were any rules to writing to follow when going over long periods of time.
yeah, I feel like the show is really good, but it does do really jarring time jumps, some really jarring skips and things like that. So yeah, that's my complaint, and I think that's what slows down the pace and the action of things going on. But that's just my own hot take on it. So let's jump into it because my phone doesn't have that much power. How do we feel about this episode? Let's do a 1 out of 10. I'll start with you, Mr. Pop Culture PB. How would you rate this episode this week?
Probably go the same way I went with Andor, and I would also give this one an 8.
Yeah,
Like,
because unless
everything
you're watching
looks good.
nothing is bad.
No, nothing is bad. Like the acting is still good, and I agree with at least one part of what you said earlier. I give kudos to any actors whose character was played by a previous actor for the first half of the season, because I'm sure there's a bunch of people out there that watched the episode and initially was like, "Oh, who is that?" And then they said their name, and they're like, "Well, holy fucking shit, man! They grew up." But like you said,
Yeah,
they did a great job of mimicking the previous people who were playing their roles. Like it almost makes you feel like they watched the episodes before they did it and was like, "Hey, we need you to be like this." And then they show it to them and they're like, "Okay, I can do that."
Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything you said. I think that there was action, but not in the way that we were hoping. It was a different. It was re-establishing these characters to us because of the fact that there was such a big time jump. So I do think it does a good job establishing that. But yeah, both with Andor and the show, I think this week was slower, and that's really not a knock on the show. You do need these episodes that set up and get us ready for a payoff, and I think it will. The next week's episodes for both these shows will determine whether or not it was worth the wait. So and that's why it's so hard to judge like an episode 7 or episode 8, because you really don't know until you see the next episode if anything that happens was important to what's coming up. You know what I mean? Like you got some episodes where you look back at the series as a whole and you go, why the fuck does episode 6 exist? Like it's clearly just a filler. But I think with like these types of stories, this isn't like Mandalorian or these other shows that have like self-contained episodes and we could pick out, oh yeah, that's filler. This is a very linear story and it's very one type of tale. So look, there's nothing I could do. You told me to reset it. It's going to take like 5 or 10 minutes for everything to come back on. So what? Oh my God. Driving me nuts, woman. But anyways, yeah, I think that we're going to see how the story pays off later. That's just my overall analysis. What do you think, PB? Do you think it's going to be easier to judge these later? Maybe we'll do a series recap.
Ooh, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah, they need
Yeah.
to. I don't know, but it's amazing for how different that it is from Andor. Like, you couldn't get much more different than like fantasy stuff that's happening 1,000 years ago compared to fantasy stuff that's happening in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, and yet we still have the same exact feelings for both episodes. And they both have, I guess, and I'm doing air quotes, the same issues, but really, I don't mind pacing and waiting for something as long as there's a payoff. I think, like I said, no, you have to wait. Can't reset it a bunch of times. Stop being impatient. It just doesn't kick in right away. Well, yeah, you gotta give it some time. I'm not gonna reset it every time. But yeah, I think it's different pacing, different. It's going to be interesting to see what the payoff for the season is for both Andor and House of Dragons. But at least we got two good shows to look forward to. So let's sort of wrap everything up
Yeah.
and get to our promos and things like that.
Did you give a
All the good
rating
stuff.
for this episode?
Oh, I agree with you. I get. I'm on the 8.
Okay.
Yeah. I 100%. I think we're both in the same place. Good episodes. They just needed a bit more of a punch. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I agree you don't need action in every scene, but you do need to feel like stuff is happening. And for the most part, these episodes for both this show didn't feel like anything was really happening. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
So, I mean, and I get it. It's set up or whatever else, but you still need, and there's a lot of tension built, but I think we have to wait for the payoff. We got to see with the big climax to see whether or not if it was worth the wait. And to be honest with you, the writers haven't done anything egregious yet, so I'm willing to give them the opportunity to, show us where the story's going.
I think it sounds really interesting, and I can't wait to watch it.
Let's plug
So
our
good.
channels and start to.
Are we still watching a trailer?
Yeah, what about that guy? What do I have to look up to find it? What's the trailer for? I don't even remember. Some Harry Potter thing.
Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
The Cursed Child.
Like, originally, I didn't really care about it at first, but
Hold on, I'm gonna exit out of this.
I don't have to hold on for that. That's a fact. This says it's from a year ago.
oh, I don't remember it being a year ago.
I don't know if there might be more than one. I have no idea.
Okay, so here we go. Crazy hair. Let's check out this. I got a trailer. Hopefully, YouTube doesn't pull me down because they're dicks.
I'm on full screen. I can't see the chat at the moment. Just relax, chat. Comment about what you can see on the screen.
Yeah, my crazy hair.
Yeah, Carmen. We know that you just want to hear from Carmen, Zod.
That's his favorite person in the chat.
Zod reset his head.
Did you fucking freeze again, you son of a bitch?
Yeah,
Nope.
Please don't freeze.
Okay. You unfroze.
I unfroze. Okay, good. My internet is being a son of a bitch tonight. So
That's a
hold
fact.
on, let me get this from the beginning. Okay, and then we can check out the magic. Wait, what? I can't be in full screen and switch over to my other. What? That's
No,
so
you
good.
have to share the screen first, and then you go full screen, and then you go back to the StreamYard, and you make the StreamYard screen full screen, and that's the closest you get to full screen when watching stuff with somebody else.
Yeah, all that. Okay.
Yeah, this is from like a year ago.
No,
It's
this
going to
is
be loud as fuck. Here we go. You skipped to the middle, dickhead. Oh, that was just the loaded part.
I
I'm
have
sorry.
some
I'm sorry.
questions for you, Professor.
Ooh, Warner Bros. They're definitely going to copyright this shit.
Sure. They're good at that.
Look at this bitch.
Mm-hmm. That's not even the part I care about.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
Briefcases.
suitcase.
I have some questions for you, Professor. I know he's working under your orders.
Coming to theaters and HBO Max.
Mhm.
So they don't have any faith in it.
So, that was a teaser.
No. Did you totally like miss it?
I did. What were you highlighting there?
I'm pretty sure that was Johnny Depp in the fucking thing.
Yeah,
What?
I feel like that they took parts
Mhm.
from the other movies in this teaser.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and clearly there's new stuff because I saw older Daniel Radcliffe.
Mhm.
Looked like Wizarding World Daniel Radcliffe, end of Harry Potter. These were clearly new scenes that we haven't
Mhm.
seen. But they spliced the Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah. I'm confused.
What? Now, and this is now an official WB trailer. So I get what you're saying now. This is rather confusing because did they do what internet people do and they spliced several movies that are not related to the product they're promoting and put like a 2-second thing from the actual movie in there? They hire a YouTuber to do this because I feel like they hired a YouTuber to do this. That was a terrible fucking trailer.
When I saw that cut of Johnny Depp, I was like, no.
And the other scene where was Newt Scamander riding through the water that I remember from that fucking horrible movie.
Right.
So, but what confuses me is the stuff with Daniel Radcliffe clearly was new footage.
Mhm.
So it's authentic. The WB logo's on there.
I'm sure they're super happy about that.
What the fuck are you guys doing? Like, WB, what is going on? Like, we're Harry Potter fans. What the fuck is happening? Who is marketing over there, and why aren't they fired yet?
You know what it felt like when I first watched it and I saw him in it. I was like, is this their way of being like, come back? But we can't say it out loud.
No, they can't say. You don't want to look desperate.
I was like of course.
Look, I was so because at first I go, is this fake? But no, those scenes are new scenes I haven't seen. So
Just very odd.
it's a very fucking odd choice for a trailer. But I'm gonna kind of make Rose happy here because she knows I'm a huge fan of this. So I'm going to show a trailer that does make sense and is spliced together what scenes that are supposed to be in it. And PB is a fan of this show as well. So here's surprise trailer number 2. Here we go. Who is it? There's a nun.
Oh, shit.
You will be placed in a facility with other violent juvenile offenders.
They could learn from
What?
their mistakes by thinking on their sins.
Welcome to Incarnate Lord.
Like,
You've suffered great pain in your young life.
so let's traumatize you more by bringing the very doll that scared the shit out of all of you.
I have sinned. It's been 3 days since my last confession.
Yes, right.
Yeah. Hold on a second. The priest is sipping fucking whiskey, listening
Sure.
to I can already tell you so far, this is another 10 out of 10 season. I don't even gotta fucking watch this season right now. I'm just gonna give you a pre-ranking. 10 out of 10. Chucky wins again. We fucking love you, Don. Don't ever fucking stop making the show. Let's continue.
That's me in the corner.
We don't know how many Chuckies are out there.
Great. I kill you all with a shady plan.
How many of you are there?
Wait, you got a knife? Yeah, I got a knife. They passed them out at orientation.
Don't make me come back there.
What the fuck? Don't make me come back there.
No, I was laughing like, okay, I had a moment where I could picture an orientation of Chucky dolls, be like, okay, here's your knife now. This is what we're going to do to fuck up the neighborhood. And the one bald Chucky didn't make it, I guess. And he's like, hey, man, it's fucked up. I don't get a knife. Like, oh, my God. This is fucking amazing. I fucking love this show. I'm going to rewatch
It's
season
so
1
good.
again. It's so good.
I was gonna take over the world if it weren't.
Hey, PB, you know what they do? They kill someone every episode. Literally every episode.
At
You
least
can't watch.
someone.
Yeah, at least one person dies. I give them credit for that. I was like, fuck, they got to be running out of ways to kill people. Nope.
That bitch from hell.
Glinda, it's so nice to see your sweet faces.
Mom, who the hell is Nika Pierce? Your mother is a psychotic murderer who thinks she's in love with me, and she chopped off all my limbs and she's kept me trapped in here for a year. Mom's a murderer. Mom's a lesbian?
There is an evil beyond this, and we must.
Okay.
Priorities. I get it.
How did they get away with this? Like, I like the commentary he makes in the show, and it's like, oh, yeah, mom's a murderer. Oh, she's a lesbian? Hold on a second. Let's talk about the one that's more important. Oh my God. I fucking love this. Okay. Thank you for suggesting I missed like doing a reaction.
I mean, I've killed more people than you have Insta followers.
Never stop fighting.
Well,
Don't you just die, Chucky?
Ooh, she's got her dad's voice.
Risen.
We need more Andy.
And it didn't even take me 3 days.
Oh my god. Nice little Jesus joke in there. Oh my god. October 5th. Okay. Let's just get it out of the way. Super fucking excited. I love the show. I've stated it several times. The jokes. I like how they could do these modern jokes and they don't feel like dad jokes. Like, Jackie, what did you think of this preview? I saw your comment.
I don't like dolls.
But I mean, he flips people off and it's funny when he's killing people.
Right.
Dolls are just creepy. As somebody who is heavily connected to the spiritual world, no thanks. I'm not opening that portal.
Yeah. I'm an evil dictator. I gotta tell you right now. Chucky, if you're ever free, me and you can fuck up this planet, buddy. Get back to me. He's got a Twitter page, so which I follow, by the way. So Chucks, you wanna put in that plan for world domination? Your boy Zod got you. I'm just saying. We'd be the most sarcastic duo ever. You'd never get a straight answer from either of us. It's perfect. He's like my spirit animal.
Exactly. He don't give straight answers. He just talks around a bush.
It's like the creators created a miniature version of Zod, but much more vicious with a little butcher knife, like an adorable mini-me.
Because we need more of those. As
So,
I stated 3 streams ago.
Thank you, Rose, for alerting me of the preview. Super fucking excited. I can't wait. And my God, we got to do reviews of Chucky season 2. Thank you for renewing something that makes me happy. Lemon Pie says, talk around the bush. That's a misdemeanor.
I guess it depends on what state you're in.
So
I'm in a state of almost falling the fuck asleep.
So before my co-host nods off to Sleepy Town, let's get the fuck out of here. As Chucky would say to end off this stream, and all of you sons of a bitches come back next Friday this night to see me.
That's terrifying.
Huge fan. Anyways, good night.